What can you tell me about Project Blockade?
Well, during the weekend actually of June 7th and 8th, 2024, Brandon Police, the RCMP, and the Winnipeg Police Service counter exploitation units joined forces and entered into a joint forces operation to combat sexual exploitation in the city of Brandon.
Was this
The invest-
something that you guys had planned for quite a while?
it was something that we had planned for several months. Yes.
So this is part of an ongoing investigation.
Yes, we have done projects like this before. I believe our first one was actually in 2019.
Does the fact that the RCMP and Winnipeg Police were involved mean that part of the investigation perhaps stretches into their territory?
No, actually, it was just focused in Brandon. Winnipeg Police Service has actually been conducting these types of investigations for several years, and we were learning from them. And then I believe it was last year the RCMP came on board with us as well.
So what actually unfolded on that weekend in June or those days? Was the 8th and 9th, you said?
Yes. So over the course of the 2-day operation, police arrested 21 adult males. They were between the ages of 21 to 66. They were arrested for obtaining sexual services for consideration, and they are all set to appear in court November 4th, 2024.
Were you expecting to arrest that many suspects?
Actually, this is the third time we have done this project, and that's always our number, either 20 or 21 each time we do it.
It's the third time.
Yes.
Are there different residences that have been the focus of these three different investigations?
We just kind of focus on our downtown streets and some of our local hotels.
Would they be the same hotels?
No, the hotels we actually change up.
Okay. But this is a problem you've been tackling for a while now in Brandon.
Yes, unfortunately it is, and that's why we joined forces to combat the issue.
You mentioned as well in the police release that I received that there was online sexual exploitation happening. What can you tell me about that?
Yes, and that was part of when we were working in our hotels to catch people that were trying to purchase sex in the hotels as well.
So would this be that people would make contact online? Is that how it was online?
Yeah, contact was established online, and then they were arrested when they met in person.
Would the investigation then have entailed officers posing as sex workers?
We don't want to reveal too much of our techniques that we use in these investigations, so I won't comment too much further on that.
Okay. 21 males. It just seems like it seems like a large number.
It does, yes. And like we said, this is the third time we've done it and always come up with that number. I actually think if the project went for several more days, we would just increase those numbers.
Why do you think it persists? I mean, what can we do to change things and make it safer for sex workers, perhaps?
I think maybe people need to realize that this is a form of sexual exploitation. It's an abuse of someone's position of vulnerability, usually the position that the workers are taking. They can be addicted to drugs or experiencing homelessness, and you're taking advantage of their vulnerability. That's not the way to be helping them to offer to buy sex from them.
All of the accused were released by way of undertaking as mandated by the criminal code. Would the Brandon Police Service have liked to have other powers at its disposal?
That's usually the option that we use and that's given to us. It's up to the courts to decide the punishment on that.
How closely does the Winnipeg, or forgive me, that was habit to say Winnipeg, the Brandon Police Service work with perhaps grassroots groups trying to find other ways to help the people who may be exploited in the sex trade?
We actually have a lot of different organizations in Brandon we like to partner with, and we communicate very frequently about the issues that are going on in our downtown. And yeah, we seek advice from them regularly on what's happening and get the information from them and try to combat it the best we can.
There once was a time when the workers themselves would have been the ones arrested. The focus has very much changed. What
Yeah,
happens? Tell me more about that.
yeah, basically, Bill C-36 came into effect in 2014, which made the purchase of sex illegal in Canada. So the focus now is on the person that's purchasing the sex as opposed to punishing the person that's selling it.
So, what follow up happens now with the person who's selling?
Obviously, if we come across them, we're trying to make sure that they're connected to resources. Some may not wish to have any assistance from us at all. With just each case, we play it by ear.
Sergeant McCallum, what message do you have for Manitobans as we leave this conversation today?
Basically, if you see anyone that you're concerned about or have any issues with this going on in your community, please report it to your local police force.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.